Hey everyone, Christian Bloomist here for your weekly Pokemon TCG recap. We got high value cards found to be forgeries. We have misprint error and battle partners. Beautiful cards to check out in the new Pokemon Pocket set and more. So let's dive right in. Last year, hundreds of prototype Pokemon cards began resurfacing and selling in collecting circles from the personal collection of Takumi Akabane, one of the original creators of the Pokemon TCG. Now, he worked at Creatures until 2008, and he recently attended events to sign some cards. And the grading company CGC worked closely with him in order to verify these cards. Now, the prototype cards represent the earliest days of the TCG that was produced back in 1996, even before base set released in Japan. And they show the progression of Pokemon cards from their proof of concept stage, from like red and green, like just like the sprites from the game, into their beta stages and into their final artwork, like the artwork from Mitsuhiro Arita and Ken Sugimori. Now, one of these buyers who bought one of these cards used this kind of obscure forensic technique to reveal that many of the cards were actually printed around the summer of 2024. That includes a lot of these cards that were authenticated by CGC that came directly from Akabane's collection. Now, what's interesting about this this obscure forensic technique is that most printers kind of have this like imbue hidden watermark on pages that contain information like the printer's serial number and the date the pages were printed. And this is so like governments and law enforcement can track down the origins of documents. This is news to me. This is the first time I've heard of that before. And it's just kind of unclear if some or if all the cards are fake. But since last year, a lot of people have already distinguished the differences between the print runs, and it's like just unknown if there's like, if it's a real original print run of these cards that came out of his collection. And it's also unclear if Akabane's, if he knew any of the cards were actually printed in 24. But it's unlikely that like a former employee, would be doing this, because it's from their personal collection and they're selling it off, It's kind of really interesting to see if like he knew about it or not. But like several millions of dollars of the cards have already been sold. There was like a Pikachu card that sold for $20,000. Like, goodness gracious. It's just one of 100 cards like that I've sold. Now, just recently, I think Poke Beach, there was like I think it's recently I saw that Poke Beach had a response from CGC that said thank you for reaching out to us. We are aware of recent statements being made online regarding CGC graded prototype and playtest Pokemon cards, and that CGC takes these claims very seriously, and we are conducting a full investigation. For more information is forthcoming. So again, Poke Beach will be staying on top of this. But it's like a really interesting development for the hobby, something to keep an eye on. Now, there's an interesting common misprint that we're seeing in battle partners, where the texture on the SAR of N's Zoroark EX is actually being used on the ultra rare hyper rare versions of it, which is really interesting. So you can kind of see this kind of like silhouette of the texture there. So that's really interesting to see. Now, keeping on the battle partners, here's like the top 10 list coming out from the set releasing just recently. And again, I think all these we kind of are seeing already, like, Lurus Clefairy EX, that, 58,000 yen, that's like, $700 and like $375. Iono's Bella Bolt, that one's 3,100 yen, that's $200. And Zoroark EX SAR, it's $103. But yeah, not a lot surprising, just a lot of great cards in this set with the trainers. Now on to some Pokemon Pocket news. Trading is live. So now if you don't see trading live in the social hub, you have to actually manually go to the app store and download it manually. I'm not sure why you have to do that, but that's what I had to do in order to get it. But we did see they introduced a trade stamina, and you can recover one trade stamina every 24 hours out of 5. And so, it's just like you could do with like the Wonder Picks. They do kind of like gate this a bit to reduce people abusing it. And you can also trade, you can use the trade hourglass to reduce the time, by 1 hour, or by using Poke Gold. So there are ways you can kind of get your stamina back up. Now, in addition to the stamina, you're going to need trade tokens to trade 3 diamond cards or higher. So 3 diamond is 120 trade tokens, and then 500 is you need for the 4 diamonds, and so on and so forth. And in order to get those trade tokens, again, you can use the missions, and you can also get it by consuming duplicate cards to get tokens as well. Now, you can also obtain those trade tokens from event missions or by consuming duplicate cards or higher in the obtained items section. And so when you assume duplicates, you can get like between 25 and 1,500 coins depending on the rarity. Now, currently only cards from that 1 diamond to the 4 diamond and the 1 star can be traded from Genetic Apex and Mythical Island. You know, right now I don't think anything from the new set can be traded. You know, but again, Pokemon TCG Pocket also put out a statement saying, you know, hey, we heard all your feedback, and we're going to take into consideration as we continue to develop this feature. You know, because I think ultimately people wanted, you know, less barrier to trade. You know, and you know they heard everybody, and so we'll see what they do in the next version of the trade. And you know, as I mentioned, Space Time Smackdown is live in Pokemon Pocket, and the cards look amazing, guys. Like this art in TCG Pocket is just so good. Like the Palkia, that immersive. Oh my gosh, looks great. Just really great art across the board, and they introduced tools in this set. And so we're seeing a lot of tool cards like the Giant Cape. I think it's in everybody's deck right now. It just gets plus 20 HP on any Pokemon it's attached to. A lot of really solid trainers coming out, like that plus 50 damage for Garchomp or Togekiss. You know, a lot of strong trainers coming out for this set to see in competitive play. So I'm excited for the next competitive event and trying out some new decks. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you had. Check our website to buy Pokemon cards, graded slabs, Lorcana, Magic the Gathering, Digimon, and more. We're also a proud partner of BCW and Vault-Tec, so if you're needing some binders, some sleeves, some top loaders, definitely check us out and get everything you need all in one place. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.